Hello, I'm here to introduce you to a tool called NoteMatch. NoteMatch will be the best friend you have when you are teaching piano lessons. Let's look at NoteMatch and go through some terms. We have a treble clef, we have a bass clef, we have a brace. This hooks the two clefs together, making what we call a grand staff. Within the grand staff, we have a total of 10 lines and we have a total of 8 spaces. Each line and each space has a note name, a letter name. We always start from the bottom and we count up with each clef. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the treble clef, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The spaces are the part that is between the two lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go through the letter names. These are letters in our music alphabet that run A through G. In the very bottom line, we have a G. B, D, F, A. Our space notes in the bass clef will be A, C, E, G. For our treble clef, we have line notes of E, G, B, D, F. We have space notes of F, A, C, E. Now, where do we place our note match on the keyboard? This note match is going to match each one of these letters to the correct key on the keyboard. Look at your note match and you will see in the middle of the brace there is a point. Let's take this point and we're going to place it to the nearest middle note of your keyboard. That middle note is always to the left of 2 black keys. So I find my 2 black keys, I go to the left, I line the point up with the point on the piano, which is letter C. It is invisible on our note match. These are what I call the invisible letters because they're not letters that are on your line or space notes when you are looking at a sheet of music. It's the part that's in between the treble and the bass clef. And if we look at C and we place C, which is left of 2 black keys, we know in our alphabet what comes before C? B. What comes after C is D. So these are our 3 imaginary notes, B, C, D. Let's go back and let's practice some line notes and some space notes. Let's say that I ask a student, what is the first line in the bass clef? What letter name is that? As a student looks at that, oh, that is G. So you play that note and there is the letter G. Let's go try another one. Let's say we have a bass clef and I want the note that is on the 5th line. Let's count it from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What letter do we have? We have the letter A. Okay, let's go to some space notes. Here we go. We have 4 spaces. We have 5 lines also in our treble. Again, I said the space is the part that's between the 2 line notes. So let's look at the first space. Let's go to the treble clef. I want you to find the first space and what letter is on that first space. It is the letter F. We follow down and there is the F on the piano. Let's try another one. Let's go with a line note in the treble clef and I want you to find the 3rd line note. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. We have the letter B. You follow the letter B and here is the note that you will be playing. let's look at an easy way to learn. This is the way that Tara Boykin, who is the inventor and owner of NoteMatch, she also has Cascade School of Music, and she also has a site called Cascade Method and Cascade, which is NoteMatch. I found these by running through Instagram, and I started listening to them. I thought, oh me, that sounds so interesting. And I thought, but it's never gonna work. Well, it did. I was amazed how students learned how to play their very first lesson, or students who were struggling learning notes. It found within a week's time, they never had that problem anymore. So, with her method, she starts out with something called pop songs. And as you realize, or look at the sheet, there are letter names. So what you will do is you can take your pop song, you find a C, and you find a C on NoteMatch. So here it is, C, C. There's a little arrow pointing up to G. So what we do is we jump up and we find the G. And then here's A. And it says go back to G. Then you keep coming down, F, F, line, match it up, E, E, D, D, and back to C. You have learned how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. As you progress on in your music, you can transfer it later. Once you learn your line and space notes, you can transfer it to an actual piece of sheet music, which is the same thing you learned by doing it the pop way. With the Cascade Method, you can also get one of Tara's books, which is the Piano Theory book. It is a theory book that will take you through your entire course of music from beginning to end. It is the most colorful and fun book because as you go through it, whatever the students learn, if they're learning a chord, they get to color it in with beautiful colors. And of course, colors always stimulate the brain for learning. So this is the book that can go along with the method that really helps. Again, you will only have to buy one book and it lasts their entire lessons. If you're starting out in music or you have a student who is struggling and you have purchased NoteMatch, one of her newest books is called NoteMatch. And it goes along exactly in the very beginning. It tells you exactly all the terminology of the NoteMatch. And then as you start to learn, it picks one song up at a time and it goes with, say, middle C. Here we have our little NoteMatch at the top. The student will color the NoteMatch, and at the bottom, they will practice playing their C's. And again, you can see some that are closer to the treble and some closer to the bass. That just signifies which hand do we use to play those notes with. So as you go through the book, you will find students will be learning songs very quickly within this book. As a teacher, I have even started teaching my 3-year-old granddaughter, and she absolutely loves it. She went home the first day playing 2 songs on the keyboard. In the past, it has taken me at least a month or more to get a student to play 1 song. So please go check out the Cascade Method, NoteMatch, or Tara Boykin, and you can find out more information about the NoteMatch.